Best case scenario, give me 2 minutes.
Welcome everyone to the final word. This week we're going to be jumping straight in with this week's gaming news.
Ooh, going in
first, bit of a controversy stirring over one of our stories from last week.
Ooh, the pot be stirring.
As Compulsion Games have decided to, decided a couple of days ago. It may have actually been 8 days ago, so it might have actually been before our broadcast last week, to comment about Tomb Raider. Hey,
I
Phil.
think it's okay to talk about it considering how they reacted has happened this week, so I guess it technically counts.
Because we covered the Crystal Dynamics offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethnic prejudices. So yeah, what was it? We decided it was the Incas or something. You know, people being racist towards the Incas or extinct civilizations.
Even though they exist, the Incas existed, and you can't pretend they didn't.
So yes, apparently Compulsion Games have decided that many video games are a product of their times. Yes, because we're far less racist to the Incas and other extinct civilizations now. That's much
I would argue
this
generation. I'd say this generation of younger people is actually the most racist they've ever been, to the point that H.P. Lovecraft would blush.
As we look to recreate and remaster these stories for modern audiences, it's important to consider the implications of these harmful portrayals and do not part to rewrite history. And we do our part to rewrite new history. Oh, yeah,
what does that even mean?
Confirmed. Rewrite new history.
Means the Nazis.
Yeah, what does new history even mean?
Well, it does sound a very 1984-esque term. Sort of true speak. Kind of
you can't just suddenly say something like, oh no, those people, those tribes where they did, really, what we would consider really primitive and offensive things now, they didn't do any of that. No, they just took explorers and gave them a cuddle and a nice warm bath in that pot. Well, totally didn't eat them.
Well, it's like the Vikings. They came over to say hi.
They came over to say hi, and they gave people a lot of hugging, and there was a lack of population, so let's rewrite it so they came over to help repopulate that particular area consensually.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there weren't that many gingers. There still are.
There's not enough gingers. I like gingers.
There needs to be.
I know.
We need to be
not
encouraging
men. Women.
Forceful ginger impregnation. Apparently.
Yeah. Hook, bring them to me.
That sounds weird.
Bring them to me.
I don't quite know where they're going with that. It sounds a bit sinister to me.
Sorry, I'm just seeing something from a Sony thing saying the president of the Sony Group in a recent press conference confessed.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a ginger top?
Because of Tomb Raider, many people have been killed as they tried to block bullets with a tea tray, as the butler did. Yeah, and also locking people in walk-in freezers.
Oh yeah, when my old geriatric butler is annoying me and I don't want him to follow me around, backflip over him and close the door.
Well, yeah, we all do that. I mean, we're all British, and we all live in castles.
We are all British. Yeah.
Who is blocking bullets? You
with their
don't
tea
try
tray.
And block a bullet.
You don't block a bullet with a tea tray. You use the bullet tray for that.
You don't use the tea tray to block a scone.
It's not correct etiquette. You don't use the tea tray for that. You use the bulletproof umbrella or the bullet tray. You have a specific tray for that. Using your tea tray for that just damages the woodwork. It's a bad idea.
I mean, next year we're telling you eat your yogurt with a soup spoon.
Exactly. I mean,
no, I just lick it out.
I can imagine the guy from I accidentally sexted my boss is cringing at this very comment about using a tea tray to block bullets. I mean, he's going to hate that. He's going to be, if he watches us, he would be there going, no, 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 that's not what you use your tea tray for. You know, it's just, the etiquette video about the correct use of your tea tray.
The thing is, if you're in a situation where someone's pulled a gun and you have a tea tray in your hand, you're probably in your living room. Shit has gone south far too quickly already.
Why are you carrying your tea tray yourself? Your butler carries it.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
Everyone
I mean,
has a butler,
they
you
are
know
in your
that.
house. The shit's already hit the fan.
I mean, Bitterman carries mine for me. I never touch the tea tray myself.
Whipplingthorpe carries mine.
Mm.
Yeah, so someone's just posted the thing saying Sony today have confessed that they shouldn't have censored the Japanese market at all, because now they're having to rely on a Korean game to save them from bankruptcy.
Really need to clean the leaves out of the moat. Get the gardener to do that tomorrow.
James, bring the car around, please. We're going to buy a bulletproof tea tray.
I can't be bothered to talk. Talk for me, Bitterman. Yes, master.
Master, yes.
And yeah, so
yeah, that's ridiculous. So they basically admitted to rewriting history, which
Yep.
They've spent all these years claiming we're not trying to change anything, we're not trying to take anything away from you, we're not trying to ruin anything, and they've literally admitted to what they're doing.
We're not trying to take anything from you apart from your past.
With their new history.
I knew that I knew that they'd censored one of the jackets. Like, one of the characters in there has a jacket with a naked PS1 version with her tits hanging out and everything, and in the new one they've given her a bikini. Because
people, if you want to see
they're
that
terrified
thing,
of they're scared of boobs. You've surely seen the meme of the woman sitting in a car crying and looking like she's about to die, with some woman shoving her breasts against the window.
Where did the track team?
That would be near the gym. Hold on. Let me find it for you.
Speaking of that, next, move on to the next subject. Tifa.
Boobs. Yay, boobs!
Speaking
I'm
of boobs,
not a fan of
Tifa.
FF7. I will make this clear right
and that's
now.
Fine.
This means absolutely nothing to me. But yes, even I've heard that they've decided to...
Most iconic female Final Fantasy character.
Yeah.
Come on, you haven't... you haven't grabbed the boobs and gone... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da in rhythm.
No, but with the right jiggle physics, they dance for you.
I know.
Right. So you were saying that they are getting more backlash against changing her design again since the first remake.
I think they've done something with a physics. They've done something with physics for. I know that in the original game they shrank down her boobs, and the reason that they gave it is because Square Enix has a ethics department that brags about doing it, where their department would basically censor things without telling the creators and seeing what they could get away with. Like, they had an entire page of it, but then recently Square have completely removed the page, so it now survives only as a PDF somewhere. And I think this time they've done something with the physics, because Tifa's got this whole... Because you've got to go to... in this game, and Trigger can back me up on this one, they're going to be going through Costa del Sol, which is basically the equivalent of a Spanish resort town. Like, a beach and everything. So you're going to have, the beach episode. Which means characters are going to have bikinis. Which means we're going to be seeing a bit more skin, although with Tifa, to be perfectly fair, her outfit was not that...
It's nothing that someone hasn't modded in already. Have you seen the mods already?
People, within seconds, people mod stuff into these things anyway. Like, people already mod stuff into these games to give them bigger boobs, or I've seen the Resident Evil 7 mods where they got remember when Lady Dimitrescu was a big deal, and they changed mods so she's in a full-on dominatrix outfit, or she's wearing nothing but a body stocking, or they've changed it so she's now 2B or
the thing is, I don't think there's a problem with her new design is fine. They're large.
Well, the answer Tetsuya Nomura
large.
gave was the reason why Tetsuya Nomura gave for her boobs being the way they are now is they wanted to focus more on her being an athletic build, and yeah, with athletic built women like that, because she's meant to be like the martial artist monk of the group. If you want, a term you're gonna mostly get, it does make sense for the boobs to be a certain way.
Well, things I can sum this up quite easily. She's a country girl who drank a lot of milk.
Oh yeah,
that's all you have to say. She ate her vegetables and ate her milk.
Liz is right here.
Liz, back me up, girl.
Who drank her milk?
I would drink our milk.
That's how you get your biddies.
Have big boobs.
So I tell my daughter she's got to drink her milk.
That's why we're strong boned.
Oh yeah, you're definitely strong boned, alright. I would not want to punch from you.
By the way, for everyone in the audience, today's episode is obviously sponsored by things you can search on Rule 34.
You're not going to let me live.
We've done Laura Croft, and now we're doing Tifa. This is just a list of things to search.
You're not going to let me live it down, are you? The whole telling you what Rule 34 was. Well, giving you an.
I know that Rule 34 is the sex one, right?
Smart.
Rule 34 is if anything, if something exists, there's porn of it somewhere.
I knew that one. It was the other one. It was that one.
Rule 32 is the gender swapped one.
Yeah, it was that one I didn't know.
Well, the next bit
which is weird. I still haven't checked that.
It's either that or Rule 63.
Again, I bet this is a heaven level searched on Rule 34 as well.
Or Kate Blanchett.
No, the Borderlands girls. I bet what's it called? High level search.
Tiny Tina.
Yeah. Tina.
Oh god. Especially with Hollywood executives.
So we had the drop of the Borderlands trailer as well.
I'm gonna say this as a fan of. I played all the Borderlands games. I liked the first one was okay. The second one kind of knew it was fucking stupid and was just having fun with it. I mean, Handsome Jack is just a brilliant villain. Well, and the third one was fucking shit.
What I've seen is people are moaning that it's too Suicide Squad-y, too cartoony, and I went, what did you think you were going to get from Borderlands?
Okay. Borderlands has a villain who's literally wearing his own face Joker style, who, when he kills a character who's really important to you, he calls you up pretending to be him for fun and even buys himself a violin just so he can play the sad music and shit. You have some ridiculous characters, including Krieg, who you know, like how we have Rhea, who has that necklace that makes him mistranslate things. Krieg's entire character he's been so fucked up by the thing that makes the psychos. Every time he tries to speak normally, it comes out as something horrific. Like when he tries to say hi to one of the characters from Borderlands 2, he says something about killing them and making them into a meat bicycle.
That's the sequel to Human Centipede, isn't it?
Just put on sell all items.
See,
yeah, literally, he'll say things like he's got a voice in his head that's like, finally, someone who's sane. Just say hello. Tell her you need help. I'm gonna rip you open and ride you like a meat bicycle.
I said I've never played Borderlands, but I've seen enough of it to know that this is exactly what I thought the film was going to look like.
It's kind of like the people who moaned about the D&D movie and going, "This is too stupid. There's too many jokes." It's like, motherfucker, have you ever seen?
Have you ever sat down at a table with a group
Have you ever sat
of
at a table? Have you
adult
ever sat
children?
At a table and seen like again? I could recommend so many fucking YouTube channels that do the stories, and you hear all the ridiculous characters that are made, all the stupid things they do, all that stuff. That's kind of the point. It's people complaining. My guess is that these people don't actually, enjoy the media. They don't care about it. They don't actually care about the property. They're just complaining that it exists. It's kind of because I can guarantee you the people complaining about the Borderlands movie are people who have never played it, so don't get it. The same with the people who shit on the D&D movie, and yet have never played a game of D&D or have only ever watched Roll.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
They've got a limited understanding of the thing itself, and I think it's as you said once, Hawk, that it's annoying when people have opinions about something a piece of media they've never actually consumed.
Or something they never intend to.
Well, yeah, there's always they never intend to. A lot of the changes companies do now to movies and games are to appeal to an audience who demand the change yet are never going to spend the money. A, they were never interested in it in the first place, and B, they don't have money.
Well, it's not even that they don't have money, it's just that they're never going to buy the product anyway. You're forcing fans to accept changes for non-fans who aren't going to buy your product anyway.
Well, I mean, it's like, say, a couple of years ago, there was a whole thing with Persona 5 where because Persona 5 is a game set in Japan, there's obviously Japanese jokes and, there's like tropes that come from Japan. A bunch of Western game journalists didn't like the Japanese how they portrayed these two characters, because apparently there's this trope of two like old gay men, and in the fifth game, and when they made the remaster, like the definitive version of the game, they changed how they behaved completely to like appease these people who claimed to have been offended though didn't actually play the game.
If you want to, I want to see someone other than Critical Role. May I suggest looking on YouTube for Dingo Doodle? They've got a campaign called Fool's Gold.
I should probably point out, I don't have a problem.
You could also have advertised our channel, our D&D, because we definitely don't play like Critical Role.
No, but they do an animated version, which is it's hilariously. You want to see idiots playing D&D? That's the one.
Are you saying that our D&D is not funny?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Like advertising someone else on my channel and saying that my D&D is not funny. Traitor. Traitor goblin.
Two got trigger. Well, I should
probably we try and lean into being serious.
Before someone goes off on, I don't hate the people on Critical Role. I don't blame them for the way
I have a healthy dislike for their fan base.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I've seen a lot of the stories of people who use the Matt Mercer effect and things, and Matt Mercer himself hates that that's a thing, and he has apologized for creating this illusion because people watch Critical Role and think that's how D&D has to be.
No, it doesn't. It can only be
one. It can only be one particular way. Oh yeah, if you want to do, if they've got the card on their head.
But yeah.
They see it and they think D&D has to be done that way, not realizing that
it can only be
just to annoy
with you and your close group of close-knit voice actor friends.
Yeah. There's also
in your professional sound studio.
I mean, there's also the fact that before D&D exploded as a big hobby that everyone decided they were suddenly fans of. Well, every D&D group had their own way of playing, their own rules to set up, and everything else. Like that's why we've got the Jumanji rule, for example.
Well, there's Acquisitions Incorporated play by a short form thing, and it's very whose line is it anyway? Sometimes it's literally very quick paced. We've got this amount of time. The episode will be ending at that point. We've got to get through it quickly, and the rule bending in it is amazingly funny. And it's like that's how they play. It's their table. That's how they want to play.
Well, I've mentioned Hawk before I ever joined that when the group I was with in college, we only ever did like 2 or 3 games, but the DM had like specific rules that if you kept fucking around, you got punished. Which is what led to the guy being raped by Henry Hoovers.
Hey, can't say that word. Graped. You said graped.
Okay.
Graped.
Fine. Graped. Basically, we had a guy in our group who he had a high strength stat, so we were trying to sneak around into like a hedge mage, and he was wasting everyone's time because he kept throwing people over the hedge, then throwing them back again, and he did this for like a good almost hour.
See,
and it was pissing off the guy so much that the DM just went, you know what? You throwing everybody has suddenly alerted the guards and they've activated their security. And then like a part of the hedge opened and a bunch of Henry Hoovers came in and grabbed him, groped him, and did unspeakable things to him.
Well, the thing about D&D
Then left him
always
alone.
your players will do the most unusual, unexpected thing. For example, I once ran to the top of an evil guy's tower, found his end of the world orb, and swallowed it. And then jumped off the tower. With him on top of it, going, ha ha, what the fuck did he just do?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have the people who are gonna do silly things together.
It was when I passed the rest of the team and I went, someone catch me!
Yeah. Start a social link by saying wanna walk.
Yeah, the Dungeon Master was not expecting you to do that.
Yeah, that's not until the 8th one.
Literally, taking the orb from the guy and jumping off a building with it. You know, smashing it, maybe breaking it, but not just pickpocketing it and jumping off the building. That was a bit different.
But yeah, going back on to Borderlands. Borderlands made its name through being silly, stupid, and bizarre.
Well,
they even did, funnily enough, to tie it into it, they even did an entire D&D game, D&D style game, the Tiny Tina game that's on the PS5, well, and even a version of D&D called Bonkers and Badasses.
It's the Saints Row of shooters, isn't it? Really, it is a piss take game.
Well, the second one is especially because the first game seemed like it was trying to take itself seriously, but it still had some silly things in the background. Then I think the second game leaned into the silliness. Like, again, Tiny Tina made her debut into, and if you've ever seen how Tiny Tina behaves...
Man, I've watched way too much anime. Every time you say Tiny Tina, I imagine a little lolly girl.
That's what... in the second one, but yeah.
Oh no, Hawk, what's going on?
Have we lost Hawk?
Stream just cut out for a minute. I was just fixing it.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be all right now.
I thought we were going to be in trouble for a minute.
No, it was just my internet's terrible sometimes and it just disconnected.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever have problems, come over to the Goblin. We can watch him struggle together. Don't go to any other channels. Come to us and then go back there. But yeah, I said this is the top of the list of we see a trailer, we shit on it from a great height instantly thing. It's like, what can you tell from 2 minutes 53 seconds? You wouldn't sit down in a restaurant, would you? And 2 minutes 53 seconds into your meal, go.
I forgot to mute it that time.
You wouldn't say 2 minutes into your meal, oh, I don't like this. You haven't tried anything on that plate yet.
Or not enough to have an informed opinion.
It's why I don't trust the restaurant. You know the 2 minute rule where it's like they come back to you after 2 minutes and ask, is everything okay? I went, mate, come back after 5 minutes when I've, knocked some sense into my children and we've actually had a bite of my meal.
Yeah, when you've settled down, you've actually had time to digest it. You can't judge it just by one taste.
No, that's the thing. When you look at a trailer and people go, "Oh, this is going to be absolutely terrible. This is a train wreck," and you're like, I don't think you can tell that from this trailer. And it's like,
to me, it just looks like Borderlands.
yeah, which
So
to me
That's
is
the point
so-
again.
So
Again,
to me,
all
it
this
has the
says-
same
all this
lack
says
of
to
appeal
me-
that Borderlands has.
to me this looks like Mad
Look, all it
Max
says
on
to
acid.
me is that it's people that don't really care for it anyway, and are judging it based on look, they're saying Suicide Squad. They're basing it on what they know. That's the problem. They're basing it on the crap they already know.
I mean, this was a film I was never going to go and see anyway because I'm not a Borderlands
well, yeah,
fan.
fair
It's
enough,
not
fair
aimed
enough.
at me.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But you're
I
not...
said the same thing about the Halo season, and I actually enjoyed season 1 because I know no lore, and I was like, this tells me enough that I need to know to enjoy this series. And this is going to be the same thing with this. It's going to be, does this tell me enough that I can enjoy the events that happen in this film? And that's all I ask for a film. Do you tell me enough so I can enjoy what I'm watching? Because the games don't matter.
Well,
You know, the Mario movie, for example. Was the Mario movie good enough to know, from what you saw on the screen, good enough to enjoy the story without knowing anything about Mario?
yeah, but I wouldn't say you have to know something about Mario to watch a movie about Mario. I mean,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, for example, this, I should be able to go see this film without knowing anything about Borderlands and enjoy this film. And if it does that,
Yeah,
it's a success.
Look, if it's doing like the Five Nights at Freddy's thing where it's made for fans, I think that's fine.
yeah,
Not every movie has to appeal to everybody.
Well, I
exactly.
would say the Five Nights at Freddy's film
Look,
is
it's
exactly
fine.
what
If
I'm
you-
talking
if-
about.
Look, in my opinion, the best case scenario is you make something for the fans. If it gets the fans in and they like it, that's good. If it gets people in who weren't originally fans and they get a curiosity of, I like this movie, I wonder what the original thing is like, then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, as you said, Five Nights at Freddy's. I think that film is the impetus of a B movie style horror film, where it tells you enough to enjoy the film. Now, if you want to go into the 4 days of fucking lore that you need to do to research the whole thing,
That's the whole point. Is that from what I understand, because I've not seen the movie, but from the people I know who have seen it, they've said it's most people who are going to see it are going because they know the lore, because they've watched Pat videos and they've seen all the lore videos and all the stuff on YouTube and stuff. They know all that stuff. They're just looking for all the references and stuff, because that's all it really is. Because when it comes to the games,
well, the funny thing
the
is,
games aren't
there's
really that
nothing.
interesting to play.
The movie doesn't actually have any lore from any of the games or the books anyway. It's its own separate universe. It has a lot of Easter eggs in it.
Well, that's the thing. That's all they really want is Easter eggs and stuff. At best, is they just want some Easter eggs. They know it's going to be its own thing, because a lot of the lore in Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of like some of the bigger stuff is just there. It is kind of really vague.
Well, do you know what the biggest Easter egg was in that film?
Go on.
Matt Pat was in it.
Okay.
He's a restaurant server.
Yeah. Again,
And
I don't really care for Matt Pat. I don't have
Well,
too much of a
He's retired
problem
now.
with him.
He's retired now.
I know he's retired. The only issue I had with him was when he did a Persona, and it was very clear he'd never played the game
Yeah.
at all.
You can tell some of his when some of the stuff on the channel is. You needed
Well,
to do a bit more
I think the
research.
video in particular had a problem was when he was trying to say that Teddy from Persona 4 was the main character's shadow, and then he's using all this. He admitted he doesn't remember the name of the people in the Velvet Room, which is like the first red flag.
Yeah, you should have that written down.
Then it's when he says things like, "Oh, only people who are guests can get into the Velvet Room." Like, No, that's what they say at the beginning, but that has been disproven because in Persona 3, in the FES version, you do actually bring other people in. The same with 5.
Yeah.
So that's not true, and they've already explained that. They already explained why the main character doesn't have a shadow he has to face.
Well, Hawk, are we going to tell the audience about that I'm a psychic goblin?
Oh yes, oh yeah. There was one thing I wanted to tell Hawk to get Hawk's reaction to. They've announced a student. Right, so as you know, I collect Transformers figures. They've got a thing called Studio Series, which is movie accurate versions of characters. They're apparently making a Studio 1986 version of Megatron. Do you see the problem with that from a legal perspective?
I see many problems with that, really.
Because what they've done with Megatron every time they have to do his generation is they have to turn him into a tank. The problem is if he's based on his 86 thing, he's going to have to turn into a gun.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, they're going to be shootings.
Well, originally the law is that you can't sell it as a toy unless it's brightly coloured or has an orange tip on the end, or if it's sold in the masterpiece, because they've done the masterpiece Megatron.
Isn't his
where it does turn into the gun,
just a white sort of sniper rifle?
I mean, there is a guy who turns into a sniper rifle in the comics.
No, he's a
with Megatron. It's always been.
He's a Walther P38 with scope.
Oh.
I still feel bad for reflectors.
Silencer.
Like 3 guys.
Well,
as
no,
a camera.
not scope. He's got a brace and silencer, which
he does have
which would actually cause legal problems in the US.
Yeah,
because pistol braces are illegal.
The
only reason they get away with a masterpiece is because the masterpiece is sold to high-end collectors, and it's not sold in a store. Like, you have to go through specific shops and things to get the masterpiece version of Megatron. So the only way I can see them getting away with selling Megatron an authentic version of Megatron, and it's based on his 1986 movie version, because he does turn into a pistol in that movie, even if it's only for like the first few minutes of the movie. If they do that, they're gonna have to sell. They're not going to be able to have it sold in stores at all. It's going to have to be sold.
Is that season 1 or season 2?
I mean, it's both, really.
No, I'm asking Xmart if it's season 1 or season 2 of Halo, because I haven't seen any of season 2 yet.
Because they've also announced a collaboration with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's going to be a thing. One. Yeah, I know. I've only just got over the whole them with the Power Rangers.
They could just do the whole orange tip thing. It wouldn't be a problem.
I suppose they could make some. Because if they just release
I've waited to see season 2.
Because apparently they're releasing an 86 Optimus Prime as well, so I don't know how that's going to go, because they've released Prime so many times at this point. But if they release a Megatron and it turns into a gun, I'm going to have to grab that.
I still need.
If only for it won't last that. It won't last that long on the market.
Well, as I said, I'm not sure if it would, because it could be the whole pistol brace in the US problem.
Well,
you never know. The ATF is pretty weird with its stuff on that.
Yeah, they're iffy
well, if
about
it's
that
coming
sort of
in Commander class, it means they can get away with being a bit more. The problem again is that I know there are very specific laws with selling toy guns or things that turn into toy guns. So the only other thing I could think of them doing with it is if they sell it, but you've got to have you've got to have ID to buy it.
Hawk, you get loads of ads on your channel.
Well, yeah.
This is the 5th ad in a row.
See, he turns on me and now he's complaining about the number of ads.
The audience can't hear
It
you.
wasn't like I was a monetized channel.
I'm just saying. I'm trying
That's
to.
what. That's why you
that's
sub.
the seventh.
That's why you
This is the
sub.
s-
You know.
This is the seventh one.
This is why you sub. Then you wouldn't
I
be.
know, but
Then you wouldn't be transmitting my adverts.
I was trying to get what's it called? I was trying to hook into a higher level channel.
Right, and you mentioned Spider-Man Noir. So yeah, reports Nick Cage in talks to star in Spider-Man Noir series, which he predicted last week.
So Sony watches our show because this came out 4 hours after we said it.
Okay, Trig, I'm going to say this only once. You must, with great power comes great responsibility, and you have to the right way.
No, fuck that chaos.
Otherwise, you're going to misuse it, and then suddenly, Jack's going to end up being shot.
Dude, I live next to a race course. I'm using this power for evil and money.
Just don't jump into the rabbit hole of starting to say things about Kathleen Kennedy getting fired. Yeah, because that's just a waste of time. Now back to some Hollywood news. Yes, we saw this article. Well, I saw this article today, which just proves the Hollywood Reporter once again forgetting their grammar. Because I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with this. Jurassic World director found in Rogue One filmmaker Gareth Edwards. Pretty sure there's supposed to be a comma in there.
Unless
is Gareth Edwards
bombing
attractive?
him.
Unless the Jurassic World director was literally found in filmmaker Gareth Edwards.
I want to know how
that's what I
attractive is
mean.
Gareth Edwards now. Look, I'm not gonna.
I mean, I'm not
shame
kink
anyone.
shaming, you know, but why is the Hollywood Reporter telling me this? I just, yeah.
Hollywood Reporter,
Slow
please
news
go
week.
back to.
Maybe it's slow news week.
Please go back to having the AI do your news stories. It knows grammar.
Yes, it would put a comma in there. Jurassic World director found in Rogue One filmmaker Gareth Edwards, not found in them.
I didn't know.
Again, unless they
we'd
walked
lost
in
him.
on them, going at it.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
we'd
they
lost
were
the
either
guy.
going at it, or maybe it was like a Rick and Morty sort of body park sort of thing. And in other news, Naruto.
Huh?
Apparently, Destin Daniel Cretton, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name or not, will direct the live-action Naruto movie.
Why?
Yikes.
Why is there a Naruto movie?
Well, because apparently, if it's anything like the series, it's going to be 6 hours long, give you plenty of time to have a sleep in the middle, while they just run through the woods.
Well, there's
Jumping
that. Well,
3
there's that.
hours.
tree to tree.
Doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't the original Naruto have like the original version before it was Shippuden? Didn't it have like 4 or 5 seasons of it just being filler?
Can I just say I do not believe it.
I mean, I have no idea how they're going to actually
Believe it.
Never.
in the Hollywood
But I'm
environment we
telling
have
you.
nowadays. How the hell are they going to get away with the sexy jitsu?
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about the sexy
God,
jutsu.
yeah. Oh no. The harem jutsu.
Oh God, that's even worse. There's more of them.
No, what about no? Maybe they'll be okay.
I mean,
with
I'm
the
not even a
last one.
Naruto fan, and I know about that.
No, what about the last one? You know,
That was
when
his
they're
only
fighting-
move in episode
What about the
one.
last bit where they're fighting Kaguya? So he grabs 2 of his male friends and then makes the reverse where
Oh,
it's all
God, yeah.
sexy men, just to make a god, have a nosebleed. Like that was the only funny
maybe they're
part.
gonna
That
do
was the
the
only part of
abridged
the new
Naruto.
stuff that I actually found funny is when he did that to Kaguya, like the actual god, and like that's not going to work on it. It actually
Believe
works.
The globally
Mate.
popular anime and manga series Naruto has finally found a director and writer that will bring Konoha to life on the big screen.
It's Konoha.
As a
Because the village, because there's a
man.
character that's named after the village called Konohamaru.
Ah, okay. It's like,
Waiting
okay.
in the sky.
I'm surprised it's taken this long.
one commenting corrects you. Because the last thing you want is someone correcting.
No, I don't give a
actually.
damn if they correct me because I'm not a fan.
I know, but you don't want some asshole going in there just going, actually.
Well,
No, I
actually,
I know you're not a fan, but it's still annoying to not have to, to have to deal with him.
No,
it's Stan. Well, actually.
As I said, I could not care less if someone corrects me on it because, as I said, I'm not a fan. And people, especially boomers, love to keep saying Pokemon.
Pokemon. No, that's the
been
gay site.
30 years.
That's
Get
how do you
over
know
it.
about my? How do you know about? Wait, how do you know about my Gimp
Pokemon?
dungeon?
Right, I'm going to play the pandering clip because this is purely pandering to anime idiots.
Well, I don't even think. Does anyone even care about Naruto anymore? They try Boruto. I don't think Boruto was really well, was well received.
No, that I tried watching that. It was actually worse.
Like, isn't it just Naruto has like an ungrateful bastard of a kid who is never
Naruto
grateful
has
for.
kids?
The funny thing is, the kid isn't the problem. The writing is terrible.
Yeah. Boruto is like the son of him because Naruto finally slept with with that shy girl.
The blind one.
Well, she does look.
She's
blind.
blind. No, she's
Oh,
blind.
yeah. The people who put a swastika on their cousin's head in the Japanese dub that they had to change for the Western release.
Out of all the hot girls in the village, which one did you end up with? The blind one.
The blind one that wears the Eskimo coat and is always staring at me in a very, very creepy way.
Okay, here's another bit of news. Apparently, there's been an update on Uncharted 2.
Mark Wahlberg.
So start growing your mustache, apparently.
He makes my favourite bread.
You don't
I don't get it.
shards. Need them.
What's that about?
What?
What's the mustache thing about?
I don't know.
Is anyone here a big enough Uncharted fan to know what the mustache thing is about? Because I don't.
Maybe because he had one in the first film.
Did he?
I don't know. I mean, I played
there.
the game. I played the games, and I know the jokes about how the first one was very racist.
But I thought Tom Holland was the main character in Uncharted.
He was very good in that film. I watched that film. I can't tell you anything about that film.
It's very
That's
funny.
how much I took in.
I think it's the skin on Fortnite or something where it's like you can play as like the character from the game and the character from the movie, and it's like playing when you see the two of them together. It's like it's like seeing a character with their sort of. It's like seeing a weird reuniting between two characters, like it's their father and son.
Yeah. Is it just me?
They just Tom Holland just looks way too young, which
I
is
really
Tom
want
Holland
the
all over.
Female
He just
Bond
looks
film to
very
come
young.
out now. Just so I can be called a sexist pig. I want the female Bond film to come out so we can look at it and go, this is a piece of shit. I'm a sexist pig.
But you can have a female 007. There's nothing wrong with a female 007.
No, but if you
never been a
don't
problem.
like if you don't like the film, you're going to be a sexist pig.
That's how a lot of things are at the moment.
Not that, of course, Hollywood can't write themselves out of a paper bag at the moment.
Now, come on, you know they can't take criticism. Excuses are the only thing.
Then stop inviting critics to your opening night.
Yeah. No, I can look, just wait. There'll be a thing where there's a critic screening, and when people, well, I didn't like this bit, and then it'll just pan to one of like them locking down the theater and pouring gasoline and going, "Stupid assholes having opinions that I don't like."
It'd be that scene from Sword Art Our Bridge. They kept me.
You can't name a woman
You know,
James
or
Bond.
that really bad episode of Red Dwarf. They have that ship where they're not allowed to criticize.
But what if? No. Here's one for Xmark. But what if James Bond decides to transition?
Then that is going to be one ugly woman.
No 007.
No, orgasm.
Well, it means that what? So you mean that the laser the
Yeah, this what it could happen.
I mean, these days, yeah, pretty much.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Okay, we've got some news about the John Wick spin-off, Ballerina. I still haven't watched John Wick.
I don't like John Wick. It is not my type of film. I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't like just action films in like full-on action films.
Apparently they need to film some additional scenes. So it's going to take them a whole year.
They're refilming the whole film.
I mean, that's a lot of refilming. That's a lot. A whole year.
You can film a whole film in a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
long delay for Ballerina.
Five Nights at Freddy's filmed their whole film in 6 months.
But Lionsgate say it's because the film will be filming additional action scenes under the guiding hand of director Chad.
Chad wants more action scenes.
I'm not even going to attempt to say that surname. That is like something, but it just sounds better calling him Director Chad, the mastermind behind the John Wick franchise. Well, that does explain one thing. The guiding hand of Chad has been the one behind the action sequences in John Wick.
Mate, that
just says it all.
Someone has got to meme that. The guiding hand of Chad. It's a godlike Chad.
The guiding hand of Chad just sounds perfect.
That is a meme in itself.
Yeah,
it is.
How is that not a meme already?
Yeah.
The John Wick action scenes have all been behind. Have been under the guiding hand of director Chad.
Didn't Chad also do Bromance? Because that sounds like a guiding hand of Chad film.
He will be working closely. Oh, who's director Chad going to be working closely with?
With the Rogue One person, because he gets around apparently.
Oh, he'll be working with Len Wiseman on the sequences. But it's director Chad. He doesn't need any help.
No, because he's Chad.
Yeah. Oh, no, he does need help. He needs Wiseman's help. Chad and Wiseman.
He's a wise man. He needs a... Oh, that sounds like a law for...
Chad and Wiseman.
Man, that makes sense, though. Chad is obviously an idiot, and he needs a wise man to help him.
Chad and Len's Wiseman.
Wait. There's an upcoming The Crow film.
Oh my goodness! Why does my browser?
Did I not mention that last week as well?
The studio feels that because it's upcoming, The Crow film is ready for theaters. It does not need to rush Ballerina to cinemas if they can make it better. So what they're saying is, they'll give us The Crow this year, and Ballerina's going to have to wait.
And next year we'll get The Ghost That Walks.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of The Crow.
No, nor was I.
It's
Sheryl Crow, maybe.
It's just kind of
The Cause,
maybe. Meh. Yeah. Paul Wiseman. What? No, it's Len Wiseman.
Yeah, but is Dan Aykroyd going to be in this picture?
No. Okay, and we've got more people desperate. I don't even know why they're saying this. Game of Thrones bosses. Who are they? The show's gone. It's been gone
It's
for
finished.
years.
It's gone.
It's
Some of us
done.
haven't even.
Game of Thrones bosses. What is this from the video game? The mobile game?
I have seen 20 minutes of an episode because I went, this has got too much cock for me.
You don't get so much. You don't get so much cock after like the first couple of episodes. There's quite a lot of cock in the first season.
Sorry, I just walked in the room and Liz is trying not to.
Look, I like.
There's a lot of cock and boob in season 1.
Yeah, but there wasn't. I don't think there was an equal amount
All
of boob.
flaccid, I might add.
There
all
was
very
not.
flaccid cock.
There was no fanny though.
Yeah, there
And
was by
there
the
was-
end of season 1. There was a
There
lot
was
of that.
not an equal. There was not an equal amount of boob to cock. I'm just saying.
So what you're saying is that
well,
they-
you know,
it
you
is
had a lot of
your
Renly
ratio.
stuff in the early parts. You know, Renly and thingy.
It's too much midget
the,
cock for
the
my liking.
Prince of Flowers. There's a lot of references to dwarf cock later, and cock removal.
Hi ho.
But yes, apparently the Game of Thrones, probably as I said, the mobile game bosses. So I don't know what the bosses in that would be. Probably
Idiots.
the Mountain and
Yeah, I was going to say the mountain.
yeah, probably the Mountain and one of the dragons and I don't know, Dickon Tarley maybe. Confirmed that the film trilogy got blocked. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
I think they
D&D
need to,
utterly shat the bed with the ending because they were being paid to go on to a new project. I think it was with Netflix, and so they rushed it. They rushed it.
I think they need
and they
to
killed
let
their
Game of
careers.
Thrones go.
Their
They
careers
need to stop referencing Game of Thrones.
done. Their careers are gone. They have done nothing since. AT&T execs asked them to shoot vertically so episodes could fit on phones. No, they fucking didn't.
Who's watching this shit on the phone?
Vertically.
Oh yeah, do you know what I want to watch
What?
on a public train in a crowd?
Oh, yes,
Dwarf
we need to see
porn.
that arsehole.
I want to watch
Yes.
dwarf porn in a crowd.
Yes, AT&T execs
No,
wanted
no,
it
you wanna-
narrow screen
To make the cocks
in
look longer.
2015. What we want is widescreen. Audience have had too much of this widescreen. Let's go to narrow screen. Narrow screen.
So they're going to change out all
Hyperfocus.
TVs so they hang the other way.
Morons.
Are they going to make us hang our TVs vertically from now on?
No, it's just people so desperately trying to come up with something to say about Game of Thrones. Probably because House of the Dragon is coming soon.
Look,
So it's
seriously,
like,
Game of
we'll just say
Thrones,
something dumb.
We need to frozen Game of Thrones. We need to let it go, let it go.
Well, no, it's just because House of the Dragon Season 2 is coming up. So they just have to desperately try and get it back in your mindset. But the problem is, bringing up anything about freaking Game of Thrones endings is a bit like, yeah, remember that vomiting episode that you had? When you had a stomach flu? Let's remind you about that. No, I don't want to remember that. I don't want to remember the foul mess that you made of it because you wanted to rush to get onto your other much bigger project for lots of money. So you screwed us. No.
So today's episode is sponsored by Rule 34. Please, Rule 34, Game of Thrones.
Okay, and now we've got some nice surrealism. Because apparently, Robert Downey Jr. was having a nightmare about kittens when he found out about his Oscar nomination.
I want to know how you have a nightmare about kittens. What were the kittens doing to you to classify it as a
I'm
nightmare?
hoping there's some context in this article because I want to know, does Robert Downey Jr. just have nightmares about kittens?
Doesn't come across as a person who's scared of kittens.
He was having quite a nightmare when he first found out about his Oscar nomination for the Best Supporting Actor in the role in Oppenheimer. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, my mouse keeps doing that at the moment. Okay, here we go. No, stop doing that, mouse. It's because I'm doing something about cats, isn't it? It's like, no, run away! Run away, don't highlight it. I was having a nightmare that the kittens, Willow and Winifred, had taken
He
one of
named
my
them?
Nicorette papers, and I was going to get into trouble.
So they're his cats.
What? I was having
So-
a nightmare that my kittens, Willow and Winifred, had taken one of my Nicorette wrappers, and I was going to get into trouble, he told the publication, explaining that his wife, Susan Downey, woke him up to tell him the good news, and they celebrated together that day. Okay,
So
that's
he's
going to really change my sort of thing of
Mate, that's
watching
not an-
Iron Man.
Mate, that's not a nightmare about cats. That's a nightmare about how scared you are of your wife.
I mean, that's just bizarre.
Although it's made me think of smoking cats. I want to see a cat smoking.
It's not even so much with smoking cats. It's just the fact they've taken his Nicorette wrappers. Is that a thing?
Are they the things you put under your tongue, maybe? Like the Nicorette, like... You know, like a lozenge, but it's that glassy stuff that you put on your tongue and it just dissolves instantly.
Yeah,
that a
I know the
wrapper?
stuff you mean.
Like a
Like,
wonton wrapper.
so I don't even think it was that. Makes me think like it
Maybe
was
it's
the
just
wrapper that his
packaging
Nicorette
from it.
patch came in.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the kitten
I mean,
going to
cats
do with
do
that?
like cats do like paper. Like, I can only say it from my experience, but my cats with bags or anything like that because they'll just sit there and lick them.
It must be nice to have so much money that that's what your nightmares consist of.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? Most people, oh, we're going to be homeless. Oh, we've not got enough money for food. Oh,
Cat's
this,
taking my
and this.
Nicorette paper.
No, my cats, they're not drinking their milk. Oh.
My kittens stealing my Nicorette papers. You're never going to see Endgame
Hey,
the
he
same way again, are you?
He needs to
That's
talk to
that's
people
what was
in his-
driving Stark crazy when he was on board
Yeah.
that ship. He was thinking
He
about the cat.
He needs
his
to talk to
kittens.
other people in his circle of friends because, no offense, one person's wife shit on his pillow.
I mean, it wasn't Thanos. It wasn't losing to Thanos. He comes back to find one of his cats has been blipped, and the other one is chewing on his Nicorette wrappers.
Mate,
What if it was the cat from Red Dwarf that is afraid
that would be scary.
that's nicking his Nicorette papers?
Mate,
Oh yeah, this is the greatest fan.
Oh yeah, this is mine. This is mine. This suit of armor's mine. This is
Iron
mine.
Cat.
These Nicorette wrappers are
am
mine.
Iron Cat. Do.
I'm gonna eat your little Nicorette.
I really want to know what was up with Marvel though. The whole thing about Endgame was literally, I don't want to give up my daughter, and that was it's like you could have reset the universe to that point where I wish he went for the kill shot, but instead you gave us this horrible phase of Marvel that we're in because of the daughter, which you're not going to do anything with. I could understand if they were going to do something with her, but they're not.
I think it's just an in-character decision.
I know, but if I
Okay,
was the
I'm
Hulk,
wondering
I
about
would,
this. Is there
I
enough
would've clicked and
Borderlands
gone,
stuff
"Fuck
to
them."
make a cinematic universe?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, there is because what they did in the games is they've got planets, and the first two games really opened like 2 of them, and then at the end, I think at the end of 2 or during 3, they got an actual map of where every single vault is, and like they believe it in the early games, they believe it's loot, but they're used to like seal these really powerful like monsters that they
Well,
end up having to destroy.
Here's the thing: put it in Hawk terms. So imagine if they set up the Fallout world in a film, and then they made it a multiple universe, and they could do loads of films off it. Pretty much the same thing. Because I know Hawk knows Fallout.
I know absolutely
I like Fallout.
nothing about Borderlands.
Yeah, they've got about the same amount of level of information as they've got for Fallout. So
Because basically, Borderlands to me was too bright, too colourful, too kind of goofy looking, and I just went, no,
Why can't we get a Fallout film?
We've got a Fallout series coming.
Have we?
Yes.
Why can't we get a Bioshock? A good one.
Because the Fallout one they're very concerned
like...
about at the moment. Well,
I mean, I'd like a Fallout series if it first.
Depends on where they go with it.
Because they never really bring up the first 2 games that much unless they are, giving you a bit of DLC with the second, with the with the Vault 13 jumpsuit. So I actually liked the first 2.
I'm not sure on the can't. They're really old. Lol. Netflix is ding Bioshock.
What do you mean he's doing?
I'm still doing him a ding for that one.
Ding! That's textbook pandering.
Well, this one was fairly obvious. Marvel changed his title of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty following Jonathan Majors' conviction. No shit.
I mean,
shit, Sherlock.
I mean, yeah. What
you
else?
Can't really have the Kang Dynasty without Kang. That would be difficult.
The thing is, they could just change the actor.
No, I just meant they lose the actor, they don't recast him, and then they try to do the story anyway, but he's just not there. It's like, well, we're expecting the invasion of Kang at any point, and then just cut to the Pulp Fiction meme.
Man, I still want. I want Disney to hurry up with.
Wait a minute. Disney owns Fox, right?
Yeah.
Why can't they just have Kang from The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Oh, Kang from The Simpsons, yeah. Kang and Kronos.
What's that? I want
the
Armor Wars to come out.
The MCU is now ripe for the plucking.
Because we'll finally get some answers of what's up with what's it called? With Brady.
But yeah, I mean, it's just been that sort of week.
I mean, at least Marvel are dealing with this better than the way that Warner Brothers dealt with the Ezra Miller situation.
Here we have a bit more of a serious one.
Oh.
No.
Natalie Portman on the decline of film amid the age of social media and influencers. Apparently, us people, us like me and you, Ollie, and you, Trigger,
you, Ollie.
We're responsible for the decline of Hollywood.
Oh, what?
I think they mean the people that are horrible about films.
Hey, we didn't make them go to Epstein's Island and hire the terrible people they did.
No. According to this, if you ask someone my kid's age about movie stars, they don't know anyone compared to YouTube stars or whatever, according to Natalie Portman.
Look, I think you're giving us way too much credit. I would not
we've got 5 viewers.
Stars.
We've got 5 viewers.
I wouldn't call us stars, dude.
We are. We're stars. Believe. You got to dream. If you're going to be delusional, be delusional big.
I dream of kittens eating.
No, not the kittens.
So what?
I'd like to say, if anyone has been affected by any of the stories tonight, including the stories about kittens potentially getting into your Nicorette wrappers, there is help out there.
Wait, scroll down.
It's called the Cat Protection League.
And then I'll be affected.
You just want to scroll down so you can see some more Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen her eating chicken wings? Oh.
What is with the entitlement? I'm sorry, this is just a thing with Hollywood. They're so entitled, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman is chiming into the conversation surrounding the traditional film media in the age of social media. So apparently, social media has now wrecked political things and Hollywood.
I mean, Hollywood needed to come, to be wrecked anyway, but I think that, people's opinions on stuff, being loud, granted.
It couldn't be the fact that we're just reporting on what we see, and it was already wrecked.
That's the thing. It's not. You can't blame everybody else for the decline of Hollywood. Hollywood's kind of its own thing.
The Oscar-winning actress was recently asked in an interview on Vanity Fair about the changes she has seen in Hollywood throughout the years. Oh, for fuck's sake, I wish my mouse would stop doing that. Probably have to rewire
We've
it
got
again
pictures
or
of Natalie
something.
Portman in Vanity Fair.
The striking thing has been the decline of film as a primary form of entertainment, she said. It feels much more niche now. If you ask someone my kid's age about movie stars, they don't know anyone compared to YouTube stars or whatever. Could that be because the people they're watching on YouTube are giving them what they want instead of preaching to them?
Hawk, you might have to ding me in a minute. Could it be that your children are retarded? If they can't name a single star and you are their mother, your children may be retarded. Because,
or maybe it's because
Natalie Portman is a fucking star. So all they have to do is say, "Mama, well done, child, well done."
There we go. A new record.
No, I don't think it's.
I had to put some on me because I'm going to lose my shit with that.
I don't think it's.
Can she name a star? Mommy.
Well done. Your child is not retarded. Any of the people that Natalie Portman had to dinner in your whole existence, because I'm sure she's had stars come to dinner.
Unless she's not actually letting them come to the house and she's keeping her children. In which case, she's a terrible mother.
Which means she's got her children locked up watching YouTube videos.
Unless the only person who came to dinner was Jeffrey Epstein.
No. Well, no, because then she's recruiting? What you mean, like when the farmers go to check on what cow they want?
Moo.
Sorry, I gave myself 1,000 for that one.
Don't know. So who's that on the TV? Gordon Ramsay. Is he a celebrity?
Epstein coming to
no.
dinner.
Would you later come to my island?
No offense, but in America, they literally say their names on every news report and like weather thing. So any weatherman, any TV person. Oh, I know. I don't know.
Sake.
Any president who is at the moment destroying your country, or a president who could have been president with a funny hairpiece and who's orange.
Hello there, let's all build a wall and let's make it the...
And again, it'll be a big wall, it's going to be the best wall, got to make them pay for it.
It's going to be a great wall, we've got to keep out the goblins.
You know, the funny thing is, they won't touch the that anymore. They won't touch the immigration thing with him about the migrant stuff because he was right about the wall. They won't bring it up in any of the interviews at the moment. It's like, we can't say it. Why? Because he was fucking right. We needed to build a wall.
I told you they would be goblins and Sasquatches and everything else. If I'm elected president, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in a law that bans all mythological creatures, all of them from America. We're gonna build that wall. We're gonna finish that wall, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, social media's impact on mainstream movie stars has been a recent debate, especially with the rise of influencers in the 21st century.
Dun dun dun.
We haven't got the Buck Rogers intro. Damn. We could never have planned for that. Anyone want to try and sing the Buck Rogers theme tune?
No, but I'm very tempted to make our own intro like it.
I'm thinking of that would be cool.
Just the images in the background. I'm not sure what we'd have spinning. Anna de Armas said last year that she feels the concept of a movie star has been ruined because the mystery is gone. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It really isn't.
I think if social media has done anything to the movie star, it's made it more accessible to they're not.
The thing is, we can only point out what they report on.
Most movie stars who had mysterious things going on, we've found in the last few years, it's not turned out to be good. It's been Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Literally everything involved, the aforementioned Jeffrey. Anyone who went into his island.
Celebrities having mysterious things going on is Jimmy Savile sort of stuff. It is not a good thing.
That's the thing. Well, yeah, the mystery was we didn't know anything about their person. Thanks to the internet and the modern movie star being very open doing, they've kind of exposed themselves, and as you say, it's not really anything positive.
I can't figure out how she can have a go at people like this and not have a go at like OnlyFans.
If you press R1, you can check and see what they've got a weakness.
Sugarcane says it's also about authenticity. Social media has really exposed how vapid and dumb movie stars really are. Most people aren't watching mainstream media, though. Actually, the problem is most people are. But what we're getting is we're getting significant cuts, for example, this year in mainstream media. For example, this year, I'm just going to look it up. BBC announces cuts.
But while he's looking that up, may I just say, biddy, 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 biddy.
You may, and you did.
Hawk would like your biddy, 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 biddy.
Here's one. BBC to cut 1,000 hours of new TV programming in 2023 to save money. This is the BBC that gets, if I remember correctly, 3.7 billion from the UK taxpayer every year.
Oh, we're going to get so many more reruns.
Wasn't that what
next
UK
year,
Gold was for?
That's going to be going up because the license fee is going up. So 4 billion a year, and they're having to cut back. Why are they having to cut back? When this year they're building a new studio in.
I can tell you exactly why. It's because they're pandering to the letter mafia woke crowd. Play the clip.
I thought it was going to be because people are just not paying the license.
Yeah, the Birmingham Tea Factory.
Ooh, tea. I like tea.
This is a factory that's making clones of tea. I'm not interested.
Because the BBC are basically moving most of their stuff to Birmingham.
No,
so they moved all their stuff to Wales, to Cardiff, and now they're moving all again to Birmingham. Yeah, I thought you might react to that one. Let's go to the Birmingham Tea Factory.
The Yorkshire Tea Factory's so much better.
Phil loves her tea. It's not Yorkshire tea, though. It's Birmingham tea.
Don't want it. I want the Yorkshire tea. Proper tea.
Nice cup of Yorkshire tea biscuit when she gets in.
You got to serve it on the tray. You got to serve it on the bulletproof tray.
Yeah. You got to serve
that's
it
the
on
bulletproof tray. That's not the tea tray. And Bitterman always insists on using the tea tray. What if you can't use the bulletproof tray for that?
Well, you have to do it on the bulletproof tray because if you put the milk in first, she will glock your ass.
No. She has her own way of making tea. I don't necessarily agree with it. She puts
it's not
the
microwave. It's not the microwave oil, is it?
No. She puts the milk in while the tea bag is still in there.
I do that.
Yeah.
While the tea bag's still in there, I don't do that. No.
It's literally the next thing I do is remove
I don't
the
drink
tea
tea
bag.
at all because, well, I'm more of a coffee person.
I mean, I don't like that.
Liz
but,
the tea drinker.
you know,
It's like it's the lunatics that squeeze the tea bag. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
yeah, it's tea then milk. Tea then milk. What's so controversial? No. It's the fact. It's the fact that you
here's
keep the tea bag in when you put the milk in.
Now, here's the controversial thing: the British Tea Foundation
The what?
guidelines for making the perfect cup of tea
The what?
is you put the milk in first.
The who?
The British
sorry.
Tea
Sorry,
Foundation.
it sounds like Hawking one of us.
The
No,
what?
there's a British guidelines for the tea of how to make tea, right? From the board of British Tea Foundation, because this was on a food theory episode. The actual they state quite clearly you put the milk in
who?
first. I think it's called the British Tea Foundation.
He's going to look this up now.
I am looking this up.
I can't remember what
the
they.
UK Tea and Infusions Association.
It might be them. I can't remember what. It's been a while since I saw the episode of Food Theory.
You might be talking about this, the UK Tea and Infusions Association, because they literally own tea.co.uk.
Well, the thing is, they were getting these guidelines from somewhere, and apparently the British way of doing it is to put the milk in first. And I went, "Are you fucking mental? Who's putting the milk in first?"
Maniacs.
Maniacs, they say. Maniacs.
Bastard
Think of
maniacs.
the children. The children.
Yeah, think of the children, damn it.
Mate, that was not tea. That looked like a big bag of weed. That's weed. This is a drug site.
Yeah, you're going to find someone in a van going, "Hello, would you like some tea?"
I wonder if anyone's tried smoking tea. I'm not suggesting you do it, but I was just wondering, where's Wolfie when you need him? Wolfie, has anyone smoked tea?
Well, according to the Orwell Foundation, you put in the tea.
Now, have you not been on Wolfie's Discord? Wolfie's Discord is full of people talking about the bag and the weed.
No, I don't actually pay attention to Wolfie's server.
Okay, cool.
A nice cup of tea.
Okay, cool. This is according to the Orwell Foundation.
I said I would look it up, but I've got way too many tabs open already, and I fear my computer would explode.
Secondly, tea should be made in small quantities, as in a teapot. Tea out of an
How is a
urn is
teapot a
always
small
tasteless,
quantity?
while army tea made in a cauldron tastes of grease and whitewash.
Clean your cauldrons, people.
What about made out of the breastplate of a French light cavalry officer?
Mate, I don't care. If I need a cup of tea, I'm going to use your bladder to make a cup of tea if I need to.
The teapot should be made of china or earthenware.
I think we need to have an episode of
Okay.
Delicious in Dungeon where they make tea.
Fourthly, the tea should be strong. For a pot holding a quart... Oh my goodness. For a pot holding a
2.5 minutes for
quart, if you're
brewing.
going to fill it nearly to the brim, 6 heaped teaspoons. Well, that's some gong fu brewing.
Gong fu.
No, do you not know what that is?
No.
That's how to get the most out of your leaves.
This is the thing. It's like, that is not a fucking measurement. A heaped teaspoon is not a measurement. That's an average.
Oh no, that's leaf. That's using leaves. That's the wrong thing. That's an entirely different thing. Using leaves. No, at some point I'll have to do a stream on the correct thing of doing that. Show you like barbarians how to make loose leaf tea. Right, let's go back to where we were talking about.
Do you have any of the tea? Do you get the
so
tea
we were-
clamps out? With the ones that you hold, you pinch and they open up. I like tea clamps.
Yeah, that's for loose leaf.
Yeah, I like tea clamps. You can use them in the bedroom. So as we glossed over the Nicolas Cage Spider-Man thing, do we think that's going to be good?
Well, he'll be a decent voice actor in a series, so he's a bit old as an actor.
To be fair, if he's going to be wearing the mask all the time, it's going to be all right, right?
That's what I was thinking. Does sound painful. Kind of like that whole nose peg thing.
Or the riding crop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we know all about that one. Don't we, Sam?
Talking about weird bedroom things, how's the pillow?
I still haven't bought the pillow for it. It's just
You need a nice firm pillow. Don't want a lumpy pillow.
I need a 6 foot long pillow. I've got the cover, but the pillow is like 6 foot long.
Has Hawk got a Dakimakura?
A what?
You're gonna need he needs to see your pillow.
Oh, he wants to see Misato.
He needs we need a full screen of the pillow, please.
Hold on.
Hold on. You've got yourself a Dakimakura.
A what?
That's
a Dakimakura is those long pillows with like the anime girls on.
Okay, hold on. Let me just.
Now back to our main subject at hand. Rule 34, Misato.
Hold on, I need to just find my webcam a second. What size is
I think did Sam miss this last week when we went through this?
Clearly.
Hold on. Hold on. The stream's slow for me.
364 by 849. No. 309 by 232.
Is it large in the frame?
What's this about?
Oh, we'll have so we have Misato.
Sugarcane. Oh yeah. Oh right. So yeah, you've got a Dakimakura.
And Drunk Misato and Pen.
Yeah, that's a Dakimakura.
You want to see Pen?
So yeah, I think you can get those things if you get the right sizing.
Yeah, but he's freaking huge.
Yeah, I know because I got one as a joke for a friend for Christmas because he wanted a Rem and Ramwat from ReZero.
See, that's someone you got to look at because they are childlike.
Yeah.
At least that one's that's a woman on that one.
Yeah, but yeah. There's your education for the day. That is a Dakimakura.
Okay.
That's like if you ever look those things up. That's that if you pillow fillings, that's the name you use for them.
Phil noticed I was wearing my controversial shirt.
Hold on, what's this about Sam and a riding crew? My wife used to train horses, or ride horses.
And she broke Sam.
No, she's unfortunately. No, I think that's the difference. The thing is, she can't break me.
No, she broke you because you were a wild stallion.
Stubborn ex.
I wanted to do that. I was like, how am I going to get that in?
And Liz just gave a list of the horses she's, reared at some point.
I thought we were going into the whatever podcast. She's given you a list of names.
Oh, God.
Does body count matter, people, really? The answer is...
see, Hawk has a waifu pillow. Yes.
If your answer is my body count is in the hundreds, yes, it does.
Phil Collins says, "Damn, the damn pillow is taller than I am."
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, but no offense, but the short girls are the sweeter girls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we named a sex toy after short girls, the pocket pussy.
Yeah, isn't that what basically female goblins are treated as now? The
No,
porter gob.
we're treated as hats.
Yeah, you're the porter gob.
That's why wizards take the magic mouth spell, so they can make glory holes in toilets.
Yeah, or you're doing, the paladin fuck
Yeah,
toy
you're not
thing.
short. Pillow's just freaking huge. Yes.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They are huge.
Yeah, I just moved over to the last story I had queued up, which seems to be kind of appropriate at this point. Gender equality in film will only be reached in 2215.
Oh, for God's sake!
No.
Don't know why they're predicting 2215. But they really think it's gonna
I know why,
200
because
years.
that's when they're going to get rid of the word gender.
They want to set a goal that they can't reach because they're never going to be satisfied. It doesn't matter how many of these quote unquote girl boss movies they make. It doesn't matter if they got a perfect equality movies, like if you got the perfect balance of female led movies and male led movies. It won't matter. They don't want equality.
Actually, I think Phil might be onto something there. By then there'll be 5,000 genders. No, I think you might be wrong. By then, I think there's going to be several billion genders, and everyone will just have their own.
Yeah.
And then there will be equality because every person in the world will be their own gender.
Yeah, they'll be hawk gendered.
Yeah, and we'll have to refer to them
and then we
by,
will have
their
equality
names.
because everyone will be equal.
Well, we won't because then you'll have all the people who aren't in cinema and they can't be in cinema because trig gendered or.
Do you know who we haven't? Do you know who we haven't heard about in the gender equality things? The bronies. They never come out of the closet, do they?
I think after all the weird shit come out of there, I think they're trying to stay as quiet as they can for a while.
I'd love to see a guy go, I identify as a brony, and that would be on a t-shirt.
But what sort of brony? There are many types of brony.
Not the sick type.
No, there's lots of different types of brony.
He's definitely not the one.
Deny knowledge of this. Deny knowledge.
Yeah, he's not the kind that likes the jars.
Could you identify then as a non-brony?
I don't care if you identify as a macaroni.
What about a Macarena?
Hey, Macarena. Hey.
Yeah, I had to set you up for that one. I want to identify as a macaroon with a nut allergy.
What if you want to? What if you? Oh yeah, that's how I'm going to do my poison fist technique. Is I'm going to dip my hands in, and then go after a bunch of people with allergies.
I identify as a tongue depressor. Put this in your mouth.
Bronies aren't really a presence anymore, as far as I understand.
They are. They're just underground.
They're very underground because they had their own. I think bronies went underground, and it's been a while, so I'd have to double check this. But they had their own conventions, like the BronyCons, but they stopped doing them because really fucked up shit was happening at the conventions. Like the same reason they stopped doing the furry conventions was because the people they'd have to rent the convention space next to it, like in a place that had like another convention in another room. So
I want to see a war between the furries and the bronies.
Apparently, BronyCon has been shut down.
That's what I'm trying to say. It was shut down. It was shut down because I think I'd not, or all the fucking behavior.
Which is sad because who doesn't love ponies?
Was it because of the behavior, or was it because their behavior involving fucking?
Maybe a bit of both.
Well, it was when they brought back
it's because the way you said it, it was like, which one is it?
That's the thing. That's why I'd have to look up again? Because I know there was some...
It would do, no, it would.
There was
Take
a
them
very
out.
I think there was a very specific reason they stopped doing these things.
Okay, so apparently the last BronyCon was in 2019. BronyCon chair Shiva Goldberg cited fading enthusiasm and a desire to leave everyone remembering what BronyCon is at its best as the primary reasons to end the convention. To celebrate the final event, the convention is extended to a fourth day, running to the 1st to the 4th of August 2019. It was able to secure numerous guests, including Faust and the original My Little Pony creator Bonnie Zachary.
Look, I think this one from Phil's
staff
for
are
you.
expected to
You
get
did
about
horses, right?
7,000 to 8,000 attendees with the expanded schedule. The final BronyCon event drew 10,215 attendees, the highest attendance in its history, and an increase of 87% to the previous year. Due to convention space, the 2019 BronyCon had an admissions limit of 11,000 people. So yeah,
And that wasn't enough.
Well, according to the thing, they've just normalized. Apparently.
Yeah.
So they
According
got.
to
So what you're saying
sources.
is they basically got equality, and that was it.
But the
they got
broniness is
equanimity.
mostly gone because they have turned into normal fans.
No, they got equinety because it's a horse thing.
Oh, very good.
It's a word pun.
Very good.
So yeah, apparently that's what happened to the brony. Why you don't tend to hear much about bronies anymore? Tail butt plugs caused issues.
How do you take care of a horse's tail? You got to brush that, yeah, right?
Well, yeah, you got look out for look out for your mane
Liz will know
and
this.
your tail and stuff.
How do you horse tails? How do you look after them?
Yeah, but it's more difficult if it's a butt plug as well. You haven't got the same anchor point.
Yeah, but you also haven't got the same shit that comes out because there's a plug in it.
I'm guessing brushing.
Well, you do have to brush them starting from the bottom, like the end of the hair up, so that you're not making the knots worse. Then plaiting and twisting is the best way to keep the hairs in good condition.
Welcome to Horse Care 101, people.
Well, yeah, you don't want the hair to get matted.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
Manes and tails plaited because it keeps it out of the way.
Okay, so I might have been confusing why the furry convention shut down compared to the brony one. So the brony one wasn't malicious. That was an error on my part.
I think it was because the brony convention got shut down because of the butt plugs.
No, I don't think it was to do with the butt plugs.
Maybe they got the wrong kind of pony play in, like the BDSM community.
Because I'm pretty sure that you can't do that for that, because the weight of the tail is going to be too long. It's going to be too much.
Got to clench.
Yeah.
No, they synthetic hair rather.
Yeah, let's get them.
You got to train your anal muscles to clench.
Yeah, you see, Trig gets it.
Yeah. Oh no. Seb's in the chat making his usual joke.
Yep.
I knew someone who went and lost his voice afterwards. He was a little horse.
No, that's just Shetland.
Or an Exmoor.
Or an Exmoor, exactly. No, X-Mark's up in the chat somewhere else.
Now say that in Yoda's voice. I don't do a Yoda voice.
Horse we do.
I was going to say, when have I done a Yoda voice? Oh my goodness. I never knew about this one. A brony musician. Oh my goodness. Soaring flight, brony musician discovered to be dead.
As he jumped off a building.
Okay, this is a story from 2016 from the Equestria Daily, which apparently is your premier source for all brony news, apparently.
Plunged to his death off a building singing "I believe I can fly" as he hit the ground as a pancake.
No, actually, no, this is actually quite serious. Soaring Flight, a Slovenian musician who was prominent in the brony musical scene. I've never even
That is
knew
a
that
question.
thing
That is a question. That line is just what?
A few years ago, had died after taking a hiatus from music and supposedly vanishing. According to Soaring Flight's sister, he'd fallen asleep while driving and perished in a car crash. I don't know why, but for some reason I want to react like Hagrid. A car crash? Soaring Flight
James
died in
and
a
Lily
car
Potter.
crash? It's a scandal. It's an outrage. But yeah, the loss is very tragic, and we here at Equestria Daily cannot do much but report what we know. I offer one way to heal the wound. While Soaring Flight is no longer with us, his SoundCloud still remains. Yikes.
I could do so many jokes, but I'm not going to.
Yeah,
all I'm going to do is all I'm going to say is Soaring Flight an Indian name?
And there's like a video as well. Oh no. Just came across that by accident.
Just so we can watch a car crash in real time.
Yikes.
Well, that was his problem. He was half asleep and fucking filming.
And apparently are they still offering brony studies? Even though bronies have... No, it's looking like it's just a paper into brony studies. Studying a brony.
Oh, I thought it was a college course.
Yeah, but apparently, bronies have just disappeared.
Get A-level in bronyism.
We have seen the last nay of the bronies, apparently.
Oh no, all the bronies died out.
Someone needed to give him some more sugar lumps. Or maybe that would have been a thing as well, watching out for diabetes in the brony community. Too many sugar lumps.
Maybe they haven't died out. Maybe they just moved on to a different sexy animal.
Well, there does tend to be a preference now towards the sort of is it a fox?
What does the fox say? No.
The ones you tend to see now are that sort of the sort of tends to be those. The sort of personas you tend to see is more like those.
Yes, because that's sexy. Do you know, I was never more turned on than when I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox.
We found a story about you.
Oh?
BBC Scotland. Puppies for gay rights.
What? Jesus Christ.
Mate, you know when Wolfie disappeared for a week?
It's because I've skinned him again. He's dead.
No, maybe he's with these people.
What, with what, Scottish furries?
Yeah.
No, we don't have furries in our area because we've got too many...
Because we've got guns, bitches.
Well, no, you see a wild animal like a thing on your
Shoot
thing.
it,
They're just
nick
going to
its
look at that
country.
thing. Well, no, they'll look at it and go, "Oh, bloody hell, look at that thing. It's a big old purple fox." And they'll just blast it in the face, put it in
It's after me sheep.
It's
Exactly.
after me sheep.
It's after me
It's
sheep.
after me fucking sheep. And then they'll we'll cook it and not realise it's in a...
What you don't? Oh, you cook fox?
Mate, you're hungry enough. You
I'm
cook
sure
anything.
someone does.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is.
I don't know.
You know, as having sex with a woman and coming.
Frank, but he's only been around the area once.
It's just because I'm
There's
wearing
only
the
one
wolfie
way.
hat.
There's only one way of finding out. We need to. Some people that eat something that's close to a fox. The Koreans.
Oh, I asked about that once.
They eat a fox.
No, I seriously did ask someone about that once. I'll tell you in a minute. Right.
Quick, everyone. Pour on. Pour on. Get him to do the shake weights. Get him to hydrate.
No,
get him to slouch.
They were afraid hunters would think
I was being logical about it because certain cows, for example, are better for meat. Like like Aberdeen Angus and different breeds are better for different things. So some cows are better for milk, some are better for food.
Yeah.
So I said, is that the case for dogs as well?
Can you repeat the cow talk, please?
So I asked him, are some dogs better than others when it comes to meat? And they thought I was being offensive. So
No, you've brought this article up. You've now got to read this article with that accent.
Oh no, I gotta read this.
You brought the article up.
It was just a joke because it was a
joke.
It was a furry in Scotland. That's all it was. It wasn't a serious thing about the article because it's very clear it's a woman. It says at the start.
Is it the eyes?
Her name's Fiona.
She's got very attractive eyes.
And that's her. Fiona has her own furry persona, Fixie the Fox. She understands why some people create larger-than-life personas when they're in their costumes, but feels Fixie just like me if I was a giant purple fox, which to me sounds like she's saying that Fixie's boring.
Mate, it sounds like me that she's saying she's insane.
No, it's the way she said, some people have an over-the-top persona, but I have a sort of down-to-earth one, which makes me think that sounds kind of boring.
Come on, Sam, you want to do it. Persona!
Although, it's seen harmless by the community, some people see furries as sexual fetishists or sexual deviants. You can take anything and make it sexual, one male customer asked me. But if I could create breasts for this suit, but that's just weird and wonderful. Someone expressing themselves through their character.
Come on, Sam, I need to hear the I am you speech.
I art thou, thou art I.
Most furries pick a character
Persona!
Persona!
Most furries pick a character that represents who they would ideally like to be. The costumes give the wearer the potential to express all their perfect qualities with none of the negative.
You say that, but then the furry convention had to be shut down because because they had the convention in the same building as like a business as a business conference, and the furries got completely out of control and were fucking all over the hotel, meaning that at least one business person got a bunch of jizz on their leg.
I want them to do a furry convention.
No, that was an actual thing that happened. They got into an elevator.
Oh, the problem is now I got to look it up.
I want them to do a.
Where was it?
I want them to do a furry convention next to the weed convention.
Oh God, it's a while back. It was on this video called Down the Rabbit Hole that was explaining about furries in general, and it brought up one of the conventions.
Insane. 2017.
How do you think you get jizz out of a furry suit?
Well, I suppose that's like most laundry problems. You need to be
Well, it depends on how the suit. I think it depends on how the suit's made, because the ones that have spent like hundreds and like some of these people spend like hundreds and thousands
Oh my goodness.
on these things.
You'd want to
Very-
scotch
On these
wouldn't you?
suits. I mean, it's usually the heads that cost the most, but I suppose it depends on how cheaply they made the suit. If it's just something they can, like, I don't know, either dry it in the old-fashioned way in a giant old pan, like some 18th century.
It just
No,
looked
be,
like
Russian woman
be
or-
careful where you're
very-
going with that one there, because that could be seen as persecution.
No, I'm just saying they either wash it that way because it
Persecution.
can't washing machine, so they have to wash it by hand, and because of how big the suit is, you're either going to have to use a bathtub, or you're going to have
Yes.
to get like a massive fucking pan and go out into the garden and do it.
Or
The
you could just get
insane
some
story
rocks,
of a
tie them to
furry
their legs.
convention undone by its descent into debauchery.
Oh God, that's a word I
Debauchery.
haven't heard in a while.
We don't get enough debauchery stories, I must admit.
Rainforest
Debauchery.
2015 was supposed to be a peaceful
Oh God, yeah,
gathering where
Rainforest.
furries could don their best costumes, flaunt their talents, and get freaky or not. But when your festival opens with the organizer addressing rumors of an evil curse afflicting Rainforest 2015, you're probably not off to the best start. Well, yeah, that's not going to be a good start if the organizer stands in front of you and starts acting like bloody Shang Tsung. You know,
Best 500 points. Best 500 points I ever spent.
turns out the furries in attendance had much more in common with an excommunicated frat than it did a cheerful woodland creatures. Well, unless it was the woodland creatures from South Park. Booze,
Oh,
mushrooms,
God.
and nitrous oxide were ubiquitous in the halls of the Hilton, where they stayed. Well, yeah, it's only usually like that if Paris is staying. As was the lingering
Right.
stench of shit. One furry wreaked havoc in the
Right.
hotel's lobby bathroom, unleashing a wave of toilet water, 2.5 inches deep. Others, meanwhile, engaged in the act of crinkling, which
We might need to
involves the
look that up.
wearing of diapers and the love of a sound that they make. Hold on, I might have to read that bit again.
Oh God.
Others, meanwhile, indulged in the act of crinkling, which involves the wearing of diapers and a love of the sound they make. Oh, okay. I thought I was reading that wrong. Do what you will, said the well-behaved furries, who soon regretted their words when these diapers were found to be chock full of the stinky stuff. Later, one of the organisers chided attendees for an incident with diapers being found on people's ears. Oh, someone shit in the pool too. All in all, the convention was visited multiple times by the police, who arrested furries for assault, sexual activity and drug possession, among other crimes, as well as the fire department and some poor plumbers. Well, that's not what you expect to see in a Mario Brothers movie.
No, they should have called animal control.
Things become more interesting in the aftermath when it was revealed that these offences may or not have been the work of a saboteur. The persecution, it seems to be coming from inside the house. I'm not
It's
reading the
coming
comments.
from inside the house. Run, bitch, run!
Actually, I might have a look at the comments section, see what people have said. I don't like to kink shame, but if it's your kink, you should be ashamed. Especially
The
crinklers.
best comment ever.
Because, come on, be turned on by something less stupid, please. No. No, you got to think of the environment. You need to be using. You got to be using more environmentally sound ones because diapers create. Go into landfill. It's not very good for the planet. That's
Mate,
what you
they
got
need
to
to put
think
some
of.
of these furries in
If
the
you're
landfill.
not kink shaming, we're shaming of not recycling and not thinking of their carbon footprint.
For shame.
Yeah. But that's enough about that.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious. But yes, now that we've delved into this particular rabbit hole,
I'm
after you
never
brought
going to
it
be able
up,
to eat crinkle cut crisps again.
just to prove that it was accurate.
Yeah,
You don't
I
get that
mean,
in the Disney Rainforest Cafe,
there
do
is
you?
there is another account. Again, there is a video called Down the Rabbit Hole on YouTube that goes in rain shows explains a bit more of the debaucherous shit that happened. But I do believe after that one they basically got banned completely from using that facility again, because it was a lot of them were just acting like actual animals.
Engaging in animalistic debauchery.
I think
Well, they were
it's
actually
nicely...
pissing and shitting in places, and
Yeah.
at least one count that I'd heard of was they were fucking it all over the place. Yiffing, I believe, is the term they use. While
fits
other
in
people were in
nicely
the
with our
elevator, which led to a
frame.
businessman having basically jizz fall onto his suit.
I say it fits nicely into our main line of the show. Furries, Rule 34.
Rule 34.
Right, if there is nothing I haven't been able to link to Rule 34 yet.
I don't know. I think you'd have trouble with the gender equality thing. That story might be a difficult one to link to Rule 34.
No, Natalie Portman.
Wouldn't it be called droppings if they were furries?
Droppings?
Droppings. Well, it would be worse if they're
I'm surprised you haven't had a...
I suppose it does show that a lot of furries are a bunch of townies. Because, if they were really having a foxona, right, they'd want it to be, kind of a realistic fox.
Gagging in the bins.
In a sort of way. Not so much in the actual costume sense, but in the sense that fox shit smells like the worst fucking thing imaginable. And it lasts for weeks. You can smell it. It's freaking disgusting. It's the worst thing ever.
I feel bad for the person who thought they were going to a Sonic convention and it was going as Tails and turns up to that bullshit.
And then discovers a whole world of, oh my goodness. That's kind of what Rule 34 means, says Sugar Cane. To be fair, that is kind of how Rule 34 works. If it exists, there's porn of it. Yeah, there probably is.
I bet there's not porn of a bacon sandwich.
I'm not looking it up.
Don't tempt them.
There will be. You can look that up on your own browser.
I thought Hawk was going to fact check me. I'm going to find some bacon sandwich porn.
I ain't looking up Rule 34 for bacon sandwiches. I have my limits.
There's an OnlyFans girl that will do something with a bacon sandwich for you.
Yeah,
it over
Rule
herself.
34 is an internet concept, meaning if there's something apply for is made, there will be a pornographic depiction of it.
So yeah, I suspect there probably is a Rule 34 for bacon sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
A bit of daddy sauce on it.
Oh, big daddy sauce.
And I don't mean the brown sauce.
No.
Oh wait, Rule 32 is pics or it didn't happen.
Well, as we're into that point in the evening where we are sort of into inane rambling.
It's Rule 63. Rambling. Okay, it's Rule 63 is the gender bending one.
63.
You were telling us wrong all last week. You said it was Rule 32.
Yeah. Have we got a thing?
Yeah, Rule 32. Rule 32 means pics or it didn't happen. Apparently, I got them mixed up.
Have we got an admonishment button? Admonishment.
Hey, at least I'm owning up to it. Wait. Oh god. Actually.
Have you not noticed that I've done that to you several times? You really don't pay attention during the podcast.
Oh,
my screen's slow. What do you expect?
Oh, does that not deserve a what's it called?
What, ding?
No, the what's it called with your favourite actor?
Which one?
Okay, and it's froze again.
Well, as I said, I think we've come to the end of today's madness. Unless there's something else anyone wanted to bring up.
Not that I can think of. Got a lot more out of it than a lot more.
Oh yeah, well, what could you not love? You know, furries, bronies.
Whinging Hollywood artists blaming us for the destruction of Hollywood.
Nick Cage.
Oh yeah, because it's
us
never
as influencers. Being
I
such
haven't influenced
divas
anyone. I
about
don't know
it.
what you're talking
You know
about.
how it is. Well, Hawk, you know how it is. It's
And we got
always
Wolfie
everybody
here as
else's-
well.
I ain't influenced no one. You can't prove I did.
So yeah, I'd like to thank our cast members, fellow hosts. Couldn't think of the word. Contributors.
Panelists?
Our pimps and hoes.
And we will see you all next week. When we probably will go into the Disney being sued thing.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. They're being sued again.
This time for
forgot
white
we did
discrimination. So yes, we
that's
will
the
go
one where
into
they were
that
being
next
sued.
week. So I'd like to
yes,
thank
the
everyone.
DEI shit.
It's been fun, but we are spent. Goodbye.